Hello everyone, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we'll do a detailed comparison between two Windows phones, the Lumia 640XL with the Lumia 640. So these two smartphones were announced at the Mobile World Congress 2015 in Barcelona, and these devices are now available in India. So the 640XL is a bigger variant of the 640 with slightly better specs in terms of the camera and battery. So before we go into the detailed review, let's first have a look at the specs where they differ. So this 640XL has a 5.7-inch HD display when compared to 5-inch HD display on the 640, and further the Lumia 640XL has a 3000 milliamp hour battery when compared to the 2500 on the 640. And there is also a difference in camera. The 640XL has this 13 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front camera, while the 640 has a 8 megapixel rear camera and a front facing 1 megapixel camera. And in the similarities, both these devices are powered by the Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor with 1GB RAM, and there is 8GB internal storage which is expandable, and it also runs Windows Phone 8.1. So these are the spec aspect of these two devices. Now let's get into the detailed aspects. So first step, design and build quality. So design and build quality wise, both these devices are almost same, only difference being the 640XL is bigger than the 640. So design wise, you can see they have flat edges on all the sides, and the rear panel is slightly curved towards the edges. We have the cyan variant of the 640, and that's the reason this is a glossy finish. So if this is the black variant, this is again matte finish. So in terms of the design and build quality, both are exactly the same, no real difference between these two in terms of the quality. And usability wise, we would say obviously the 640 is better because it is pretty compact 5-inch device when compared to 5.7-inch on the 640XL. So if you're looking for a compact device, obviously the 640 makes sense. But if you're looking for a bigger phablet, bigger display, then the 640XL is a good device to buy in this price point. Now moving on to the display, both these devices have the HD display, that's 1280 by 720p display, and they're protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3 and also have the clear black technology. So again, in the display spec sheet, both are exactly the same, only difference being the size of the display, and because of that reason we would say the 640 has a better display quality because the pixels per inch is higher than the 640XL, and for that reason we would pick the 640 ahead of the 640XL in terms of the overall display quality. The touch response and the overall performance of the display is almost similar in terms of the sunlight readability and other aspects like the clear black technology. So overall, because the 640XL has a bigger display, the pixels per inch is lower than the 640. Now moving on to the software and performance, again no real big difference. Both are powered by the Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor, 1GB RAM, 8GB internal storage, and they have the exact same OS. So there is no difference in the performance and the software side. So there is no real difference. So we can't say which is better here. Both are really good in terms of the overall performance, no lag or issues. So that's the performance aspect. Now moving on to the camera, that's one area where these two devices are pretty much different. The Lumia 640XL has a 13 megapixel rear camera, and the Lumia 640 has an 8 megapixel rear camera. We already uploaded a camera sample comparison of these two smartphones. So you can say that the 640XL with a 13 megapixel camera has a slight edge over the 8 megapixel camera on the 640, and even the overall clarity looks slightly better on the 640XL. The low light imaging abilities are not really that good on both these devices again, but 640XL has a slight edge over it because of the 13 megapixel camera. And both these devices can record videos in 1080p, and again there isn't real big difference between these two cameras in terms of the video quality. But all in all, we would say the 640XL has a better camera because that is a 13 megapixel sensor when compared to the 8 megapixel sensor. Further, you also have a 5 megapixel front camera, while the 640 has only a 1 megapixel camera. So that's another big difference. So if you're looking for selfies and video calls, the Lumia 640XL makes much better sense. Now talking about the battery life, the Lumia 640XL has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, while the 640 has 2500 milliamp hour battery. Now, although the battery capacity is higher on the 640XL, it also has to power a bigger display, that's a 5.7-inch display when compared to the 5-inch display. While both the devices have really good battery life, we would say the 640XL has a slightly better battery life because of the highest capacity as well. So all in all, both these devices have really good battery capacity, but on the whole, because of the higher battery capacity, we would say the Lumia 640XL is slightly better. So that was the comparison. So all in all, which is better device here? So there is big price difference. The Lumia 640XL is priced 15,799, while the 640 is priced 12K. So there is almost a 3.7K difference, and moreover the Lumia 640 has got a price drop recently. Based on that aspects, we would say the 640 makes much better sense because it's compact, it is pretty easy to use because of the form factor. It has a decent camera, not really bad when compared to the 640XL, and also has a battery life which is pretty good. But unless if you are really into bigger displays, if you are looking for bigger displays and bigger battery capacity, we would always suggest the 640. But again, having said that, the 640XL has a slight edge in terms of the camera experience. So that was a detailed comparison of the 640XL with the 640. So hope you like this video. If you have any queries, drop in a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with the queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.